Hey everyone, hope all is well. I often get asked why I have a problem with money and the monetary system. Well, for me it's because we live in an age now where we have the technology and know-how to produce enough for everybody on the planet. So why aren't we doing it? Well, it's because the monetary system inhibits us, which is so ironic because the reason money was first brought into play was to replace the barter system and to help with the allocation of goods and services which are scarce. And that's a good thing. However, as we've moved along in society, we actually can see the problems with this system. So how is there value in money? Well, it's because of supply and demand. The more a good is demanded, the higher the price, and the more you supply of a good or service, the lower the price. So if we were to think of money generally and have a hypothetical of, let's say, it was to rain tonight, but it was no ordinary rain, it was to rain money, what would happen? People would go outside and grab all the money they could and bring it inside, because money, the more money you have, the greater your purchasing power, and you are only as free as your purchasing power in today's society. But if it was to keep raining money for days, weeks and months, would people keep doing that? And probably not. They'd not only ignore the money that was outside because there was so much of it, they'd actually take the money inside their homes and probably throw it out because they don't want to waste all this space with bits of paper that actually have no real value now because there is so much of it in the money supply. And that's what we're seeing happening all around the world today, with governments printing money again and again to try and deal with these debt bubbles, which is called quantitative easing. But if we were to look at goods and services now, let's look at air and seawater. Do we sell it? No. And why don't we sell it? Because there is an abundance of it. There is so much of it, it wouldn't be a profitable business model. But if we were to take something like diamonds, did you know that diamonds are artificially scarce? They're actually not expensive if we actually put on the market as many diamonds as were found in the ground. Because if they find too many, they store them away or burn them because it's carbon, and therefore it artificially drives the price up. And we could look at news articles where wind turbines have been producing too much wind energy, and therefore governments have paid them to turn them off because it was driving down the price of energy, which is just ridiculous. And therefore, if we were to look at farming, that is exactly the problem we have in the world today. Farmers in the UK get fined if they produce too much of a particular crop, because by producing too much, it drives down the amount of money they can get for crops, and thus it puts them out of business. And that, everybody, is the sad irony of the monetary system, that it will never allow us to produce enough food or enough access to food for everybody in the world. Because today we actually produce enough food for everybody in the world, but not everyone has access to it. Because if everyone had access to food, it wouldn't be a profitable business. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the challenge that we have in the 21st century. Thanks a lot, and adios till next time.